Hey YouTube, this is Zach with Achilles Financial, and today I'm going to be talking about Shopify Inc. And the reason I want to bring them up is because today it was announced that there was a late stage discussion between Pinterest and PayPal about the potential to do a merger or an acquisition where PayPal will be purchasing Pinterest for $70 a share. All of that is currently reported. What I would highlight is I actually think that this could benefit Shopify if Shopify were to make a bid. Shopify already has had a monster week the past 2 weeks. If we go through the past month, you can see that they have done very, very well, up back around their $1,500 mark, well off their all-time highs of $1,650 that we saw in July into August. But still, there is a lot of upward momentum, and you can see that right here. And it looks like if we were to make that push up, we're back into the range that we saw into September, around $1,550. They do announce earnings next week, so we already know that it is going to be a very interesting time in terms of news and announcements, because this is a company that is currently growing crazy quickly. You can see from an income statement perspective, total net income, they are very profitable, taking a lot of money straight to the bottom line, and their total revenue continues to grow, with the Q2 number of this year being the first time that they had crested the 1 billion mark in terms of total revenue. That's not just revenue going straight to the top line though, because they're bringing quite a bit of it down to the bottom line. You can see out of that 1.1 billion in revenue, they've got total net income of nearly nearly $900 million. So the company is growing very, very quickly, which is how they've been able to maintain such a lofty valuation. You can see at the PE ratio currently of nearly 77 is very high, although relative to the industry, it's not that bad, particularly as fast as they're growing, as large as they are. But the one that I'm really looking at is the overall price to sales metric, which I think that this could decline if they post another blockbuster quarter like they did last time. You can see again from a profitability perspective, they're doing incredibly well. So the reason I highlight their profitability, the reason I highlight their valuation, is I think that they have a perfect platform to be able to combine with a company like Pinterest that shows a lot of art, shows a lot of ideas. It could tie very, very well into an e-shopping platform. And it's something that I think Shopify has already done really well with a number of users, a number of groups. So I think that they would have the capability to really grow and continue this historic growth from a revenue perspective as they grow nearly 100% year over year. That growth, as well as their profitability that they have right now, should enable them to go into an acquisition like this and potentially at least bid up the price. So if PayPal were to actually get it, it would be better for them. This is not the only news that I want to highlight though, because once again, the other piece is going to be the fact that they have tied in with Shopify. So now, or rather with Spotify. So you can now go onto Spotify's platform and you'll have distinct channels specific to individual shoppers and buyers and sellers, so that you have the capability to sell products through Spotify using Shopify's platform. There's a lot of bullish momentum that you can see right here coming off of that low. The anticipation is that we are already aware of a lot of the bad news that's coming. And I think that we may see just a little bit push higher, where again, we could potentially go up into that 1550 range where we saw. I don't know if we'll be able to crest a new high based off of the earnings report, but that's definitely something I'll be watching. Just got to keep in mind that there is a lot on the horizon that doesn't necessarily bode well for the overall economic environment right now. And I'll link yesterday's video where I talk about that right here in the top right hand corner. The main thing that I'll focus on here though is we've got a competitor in the payment space by way of PayPal that may be tying into individual shops through Pinterest. That would obviously be difficult for Shopify to have yet another competitor, but so far Shopify has shown that they continue to do incredibly well in the space. So this is the one to watch, I think, over the next week leading into earnings, how they're going to perform, how the overall market's going to do, and if they hit a new overall high with the broader market, especially following what's expected to be very strong earnings. So this is one that I'm going to be watching. I currently have open plays right now on the 1520 calls that expire this Friday, October 2022. October 22nd, 2021. So that's how I'm playing it. You can see how that trade works out in the Discord in the description down below. If you find this type of content helpful, please leave a like and subscribe. Thanks. Talk to you later. Bye.